We're constantly bombarded with media that puts pressure on us to buy newer and trendier clothes, just to throw them away when they're no longer in style. An estimated 93 million tons go to landfill or are burned every year.
And that's roughly about a garbage truckload of textiles every second going to landfill. Every second.
দেখছো তো তানা সব দেখা জানা না এক দুনিয়া ফানা ফানা আরেক দুনিয়া যাও মানা জগতে জন্মে যাহারে মিলাই না
वो गोडाउन में एक लड़की को वो सुपरवाइजर ने परमिशन के बहाने में साइन डालने के थे, तो वो लड़की वो गोडाउन में गई थी। तो चारों मैनेजमेंट वाले वो लड़की के साथ में कुछ बलात्कार करने वाले थे।
If they say anything and if they're thrown out of the job, nobody's going to miss them. There are 3 other women who will jump into the job immediately.
stores are replenished daily. From the streets to the runway, the latest trends are scoured and can go from a sketch to the rack in as little as 3 weeks.
We have new garments coming into the stores almost every day. So if you go to an H&M store today and come back 2 days later, you will always find something new.
Our fast fashion compulsion has led to a system where women garment workers are driven to reach unrealistic production targets through excessive hours of work in unsafe workplaces.
Hai chị anh chăng không? Tại tao tục tức nô rú chạy em thư hàng ngày nó cái cọt cát. Không mà ngày dương tao mà đo năng miên mà nịt ti. Cái chọn đang thay dương tao mà ngày mà đo. Nông mà đo đang mà nịt ti anh chăng là vậy. Cái cầm nọt chùm luôn cô đào cái ắt đo chùm luôn cái thai dương nó tao sẽ ngọm nó tục tức. Anh khát bê bự lia là cái ao dương thưa ca dương nọt miên tao tục tức ọt miên. Ai thư ai chẳng là hay dương kịch về ca nghe kênh chẳng á.
Vì bố cái đã bong nói bố quạt phơ cái đã chùm luôn chùm cầm nót đã quạt phơ hay quạt thử ta phơ tam cái bà quạt mình phơ tam cái đấy thử ban cái bà miên thử ban cái bà đánh quạt chân bị ca nghe đôi cái mình khoa bị hướng phò bị giàu cho được cái khoa bị hướng sứt bắp bộ quạt đấy cái tay nè cái thà ó tầm hử ca bà cái chân chân nhảy văn pan nắng cái thử phơ ở ban pan nắng nhân tới hay cầm coi dương phơ bán cái khoa đấy cái tha thơ mấy cái bà không cầm coi dương ở cầm coi dương phơ cái bán á.
Their main impetus is really to reduce the cost of production of the garment that they want to buy. And reduction of labor cost is possible more with women workers because it needs gender-based violence in order to create a coercive situation where you are almost working like a slave, where you have to produce these things in a very coercive environment.
Gender is one of the most visible and prominent axes of power and privilege that structure our societies, that structure almost everything in our lives. So violence that is inflicted by those who are at the privileged end of this hierarchy on those who are disprivileged would be broadly defined as gender-based violence.
Female garment workers report sexual harm from men in positions of authority as well as co-workers. Cases most commonly involve male supervisors, line managers, and mechanics tasked with fixing their machines.
Ultimately, patriarchy is the cause of gender-based violence. And whether or not you hear the word patriarchy in policy discourses, it comes down to the fact that men, especially men in positions of power, men who are privileged because of their class, their caste, the fact that they are employers, they are annadatas, this sense of privilege and the sense of entitlement that it gives them, not just over women workers, but over workers who are Dalits, workers who are vulnerable for other reasons.
औरतों के साथ में बहुत बदतमीजी के साथ में बात करते हैं और औरतें जब काम करते रहते हैं तो उनके बॉडी को आके छीना और उनको छी के बात करना, जो उनका पर्सनल पार्ट्स रहता है उसकी जगह पर सभी उसको टच करना, तो टच करने के बाद में जब वो महिला उसके विरोध में बात करते हैं तो उनको काम से निकाल दिया जाता है.
मैं महारानी कंपनी में काम कर रही थी 417 में, तो उन लोगों ने मेरे साथ ऐसे ऐसे बात की. मास्टर बोला मेरे से 5,000 रुपया ले लो, अपू घर के पीछे घर है मेरा, उसमें चलो तो मैं तुम्हें काम दूंगा. अगर हम यही धंधा करने उतरेंगे तो फिर इतना मेहनत क्यों करें? कि औरत इसीलिए होती है हम काम मांगने जाते हैं सर, अपने शरीर को बेचने नहीं जाते हैं, पर क्या करें, मजबूरी में गाली सुन के, बात सुन के हम काम करते हैं। हम लोग को ऐसा सुरक्षित जगह दीजिए कि जहाँ हम लोग काम कर सके, ऐसी जगह नहीं कि जहाँ हर समय हम लोग को टॉर्चर किया जाए।
रात 9 बजे के करीब मैंने छुट्टी हुई है, और मैंने छुट्टी हुई, उस बंदे ने मुझे बाइक में पिकअप करके मुझे आधे रास्ते पे ही वो मतलब अपनी बाइक को रोक दिया, और रोकने के बाद में मुझे मतलब इस तरह से दबोच के कह रहा था कि मुझे एक मतलब किस दे दो। जबरदस्ती के आगे मैंने कुछ उससे कर नहीं पाई, और उसे मैंने ये बोली कि तुम ऐसा मत करो मेरे साथ में, अगर तुमने नौकरी पे लाए है तो ठीक है, लेकिन इस तरह से हद तक मत जाओ।
Even if you look at the home-based garment workers, they are sitting at home doing the work which they would have done if they were in the factory. The coercion is no less actually. They are working against timelines. If they are 5 minutes late in delivering the material at the factory gate, then their work for the whole day is lost. So the coerciveness is no less.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೂ ಅವ್ರೇನು ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೂ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯಿಂದ ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Women workers need to be represented by unions in which they have a collective voice. Brands can address gender-based violence in their supply chains. They should ensure that living wages are paid, employment security is provided, retaliation against women who report violence is prohibited, health and safety standards are upheld, and freedom of association is safeguarded. These standards should be enforceable and implemented in partnership with women workers and their unions. Initiatives like the Asia Floor Wage Alliance's Women's Leadership Committee and the Safe Circle approach, led by female garment workers and trade union leaders, are crucial to addressing gendered power imbalances in supply chains.
If one can get people to realize that essential respect for human righs, the respect that is due to a human being as a human being, to a worker as a worker, to a woman as a woman, that sense of respect and the power of a vulnerable woman to claim her rights, until that happens, it's going to be very, very difficult.